Have you ever stopped to think about the milestone of turning 80? It feels like a grand achievement, doesn't it? A wonderful, full life lived. And we all hope, deep down, to reach that age and beyond, vibrant and healthy, surrounded by loved ones, enjoying the fruits of our years. But here's a difficult truth while many do. The reality is that a significant number of people don't make it to 80, or if they do, their quality of life isn't what they dreamed it would be. This isn't about fate or just bad luck. Often, it comes down to things we can influence, surprising factors that silently chip away at our health and vitality over the years. We tend to focus on the obvious things, diet and exercise, and yes, they are absolutely crucial. But there are other, less talked about elements that play a huge role in not just how long we live, but how well we live those later years. If you've worried about staying strong, sharp, and independent as you get older, or if you've seen friends or family struggle, you know how real these concerns are. What if I told you that some of the biggest obstacles aren't the diseases you might expect, but rather subtle, everyday things that accumulate over time? In this video, we're going to look at 5 surprising reasons why many don't live past 80, and more importantly, what simple, powerful steps you can take right now to change that trajectory and build a healthier, happier future. Make sure you watch all the way to the end, because what we discuss could truly surprise you and give you a whole new perspective on aging. Let's start by diving into the first surprising factor. And it's one that's often invisible but incredibly potent: the silent burden of chronic low-level stress and emotional health. We all experience stress. Of course, it's a part of life. Deadlines, bills, family worries, they come and go. But I'm talking about that persistent hum of worry, that underlying tension that just seems to be always there. Day after day, year after year. Perhaps it's worrying about children or grandchildren, financial anxieties, or even just the daily frustrations that build up. This isn't the acute stress of a sudden emergency, which our bodies are built to handle in short bursts. This is the kind of stress that becomes the background noise of life, and it has a profound, damaging effect on our physical health, much more than many people realize. Think about it when you're stressed. How does your body feel? Maybe your shoulders are tight, your stomach is uneasy, or you have trouble sleeping. That's your body's stress response in action. Now, imagine that response running on low power almost constantly. It releases stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, elevated cortisol levels can lead to all sorts of problems. It can increase inflammation throughout the body. And chronic inflammation is a major contributor to many age-related diseases, from heart disease and diabetes to arthritis and even cognitive decline. It can disrupt your sleep patterns. And we know how vital good sleep is for repairing the body and brain. It can even affect your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness. We often think of aging as a purely physical process, but our emotional state is inextricably linked to our physical well-being. If you're constantly worried, anxious, or feeling down, your body pays a price. It's not just about feeling unhappy. It's about a physiological state that accelerates wear and tear. Many people reach their later years having spent decades suppressing emotions, carrying old hurts, or simply not having healthy ways to process the inevitable challenges of life. This emotional baggage doesn't just weigh on your mind, it weighs on your body. So, what can you do about this silent stress and neglect of emotional health? The good news is, you don't need drastic measures. It starts with acknowledging that your feelings matter, and that managing stress isn't a luxury. It's a necessity for healthy aging. One of the simplest, most effective tools is deep breathing. Just a few minutes a day focusing on slow, deep breaths can signal to your nervous system that it's okay to relax. You can do it anywhere, anytime, waiting for the kettle to boil, sitting in traffic, or before you go to sleep. Try breathing in slowly through your nose, feeling your abdomen rise, holding for a moment, and then exhaling slowly through your mouth. Repeat this a few times. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But its power lies in its consistency. Another powerful strategy is to find healthy ways to express your feelings. This doesn't mean complaining all the time. It means having someone you trust to talk to, writing in a journal, or finding a creative outlet like painting or music. Sometimes, just saying your worries out loud to a friend or family member can take away some of their power. Setting boundaries is also crucial. It's okay to say no to things that overextend you or bring you unnecessary stress. As we get older, we have earned the right to protect our peace, spending time in nature. Even a short walk in a park or just sitting in your garden can be incredibly calming. Nature has a remarkable ability to lower stress hormones. The key is to find what works for you and make it a regular practice, like taking a daily vitamin. It's about building small moments of calm and emotional processing into your day. Ignoring how you feel isn't resilience. It's simply delaying the cost your body will eventually pay. By actively managing stress and nurturing your emotional health, you're not just improving your mood, you're actively reducing inflammation, supporting your immune system, and protecting your cardiovascular health. It's a powerful step towards ensuring your body remains strong and resilient for years to come, and closely related to that internal state. The second surprising factor that significantly impacts longevity and quality of life past 80 is the silent epidemic of social isolation and lack of meaningful connection. We humans are social creatures. We thrive on connection, on feeling needed, on having people in our lives to share joys and sorrows with. Yet, as we age, many people experience shrinking social circles. Friends move away or pass on. Family might live far away. Or physical limitations can make it harder to get out and socialize. It's easy to slip into a pattern of spending most of your time alone. While solitude can be peaceful, chronic loneliness is physically damaging. Studies have shown that feeling isolated can be as detrimental to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Think about that for a moment. That friend who rarely leaves the house. The neighbor who seems to have no visitors. They might be facing a significant health challenge they don't even recognize. How does isolation affect the body? It increases levels of stress hormones, just like chronic worry does. It can lead to higher blood pressure, weaken the immune system, and is strongly linked to an increased risk of depression and anxiety. It even impacts brain health. People who are socially isolated have a higher risk of cognitive decline and dementia. When you're connected, you have people to encourage you to see the doctor, to help you stay active, to share healthy meals with, or simply to make you laugh. These interactions are like nourishment for your brain and your body. Losing those connections or never having built them robustly leaves a void that impacts every aspect of health. Combating social isolation requires conscious effort, but the rewards are immense. It's about being proactive in seeking out connection, even when it feels difficult or awkward at first. Start small. Could you call a friend or family member you haven't spoken to in a while? Even a 10-minute chat can brighten your day and theirs. Think about places where people gather with shared interests. Local community centers often have clubs for reading, gardening, crafts, or card games. Libraries aren't just for books anymore. They often host events and groups. Volunteering is a fantastic way to connect with others and feel a sense of purpose, which we'll talk about more later. Whether it's at a local charity shop, an animal shelter, or helping out at a school, giving your time creates opportunities for interaction and builds new relationships. Don't underestimate the power of simple, regular interactions. Chatting with the cashier at the grocery store, striking up a conversation with someone in the park, or saying hello to your neighbors can break the feeling of being invisible. If getting out is difficult, explore online communities. There are groups for almost every hobby imaginable. And video calls can help you see faces and feel closer to distant family and friends. Perhaps you could initiate a regular weekly video call with your grandchildren or siblings. Another idea is to share a meal with someone a few times a week. Food is a natural connector. Could you invite a neighbor over for tea? Or arrange a potluck dinner with a few friends? It doesn't have to be elaborate. The key is consistent, meaningful interaction. It takes courage to put yourself out there, especially if you've been alone for a while. But think of it as investing in your health account. Every positive interaction, every shared laugh, every moment of feeling connected is building resilience and adding years of quality to your life. Prioritizing relationships isn't selfish. It's one of the smartest health strategies you can adopt as you age. Moving on from our emotional and social well-being. The next surprising factor that limits many from living a full, healthy life past 80 often stems from a mindset we develop over time, the tendency to normalize or ignore small aches, pains, and changes in our bodies, dismissing them as just part of getting older. How many times have you heard someone say, or perhaps even said yourself, "Oh, that's just my age." A new twinge in the knee, a bit more fatigue than usual, a persistent cough, changes in digestion, slightly blurry vision. We often brush these things aside. We accept them as inevitable signs of decline, rather than potential signals that something needs attention. While some changes are indeed natural with age, many are not harmless and can be managed or treated if caught early. Ignoring these subtle messages from your body is like ignoring the warning lights on your car dashboard. A small, easily fixable issue can become a major problem down the road, one that significantly impacts your mobility, independence, and overall health, potentially shortening your healthy lifespan. For example, that persistent backache might be more than just stiffness. It could be a sign of something that could benefit from specific exercises or treatment, preventing it from becoming debilitating. That increased fatigue might not just be age, it could be related to a nutritional deficiency, a thyroid issue, or even a minor infection that's easily treatable. Changes in vision or hearing that are ignored don't just make life less enjoyable. They can increase the risk of falls and isolation, which have serious health consequences. We become so accustomed to the idea that getting older means falling apart that we stop listening to our own bodies and seeking help proactively. This delay in addressing issues means that by the time we do seek help, the problem is often more advanced, harder to treat, and has already caused significant damage or loss of function. So, how do we counter this tendency to overlook our body's signals? It starts with a fundamental shift in perspective, recognizing that aging doesn't automatically mean accepting decline. It means being vigilant and proactive about your health. First and foremost, this means regular checkups with your doctor, even when you feel fine. These appointments aren't just for when you're sick. They are opportunities for screening, catching potential issues early, and discussing any subtle changes you've noticed. Don't be afraid to talk to your doctor about everything that feels different, no matter how small or insignificant it seems to you. That's what they are there for. Prepare for your appointments by making a list of questions or observations. Have you noticed changes in your energy levels, your sleep, your digestion? Are there new aches or pains? Has your balance felt off? Write it down so you don't forget in the moment. Being your own advocate is crucial. It is. If something doesn't feel right after a diagnosis or treatment, don't hesitate to ask more questions or even seek a second opinion. It's also important to understand your medications and any potential side effects or interactions. Don't just take a pill because it's prescribed. Ask what it's for and how it works. Beyond doctor visits, practice tuning into your body daily. How do you feel when you wake up? How is your energy fluctuating throughout the day? Are you noticing new limitations? Pay attention. If something seems off for more than a few days, don't just wait for it to go away. Take action. This could mean calling your doctor, talking to a pharmacist, or even exploring options like physical therapy or nutritional changes depending on the symptom. For instance, if you notice your balance isn't as good, instead of just being more cautious and potentially limiting your activity, talk to your doctor about balance exercises or physical therapy that can help strengthen the muscles responsible and reduce your risk of falls. If you're constantly tired, discuss potential causes with your doctor. It could be something as simple as needing more iron or vitamin B12, or it could be related to sleep apnea or another treatable condition. Being proactive about these smaller issues helps maintain your independence and function, allowing you to continue enjoying the activities that keep you vibrant and healthy well into your later years. It's about seeing these signs not as confirmation of decline, but as opportunities to intervene and maintain your well-being. Next up, let's talk about something that has a surprisingly huge impact on our overall health and is often overlooked until major problems arise: the health of your gut. When we talk about the gut, we mean everything from your stomach all the way through your intestines. It's not just about digestion. Your gut is often called the second brain because it's packed with nerves and communicates constantly with your actual brain. It's also home to trillions of bacteria, both good and bad, known as the gut microbiome. This complex ecosystem plays a critical role in your health far beyond just breaking down food. A healthy gut microbiome is essential for a strong immune system. A huge portion of our immune cells live in the gut. It helps produce vitamins, influences your mood, and even affects how well your body absorbs nutrients from the food you eat. As we age, changes in diet, medication use, and decreased physical activity can all negatively impact this delicate balance of gut bacteria. When the bad bacteria start to outnumber the good, it can lead to widespread inflammation throughout the body, impact your mood, make you more susceptible to infections, and hinder the absorption of essential vitamins and minerals needed to keep your body functioning optimally. Think about it: you could be eating healthy food, but if your gut isn't healthy, you might not be getting all the benefits from it. Many age-related issues, from persistent fatigue and joint pain to brain fog and weakened immunity, can be linked back to an imbalanced gut microbiome. We often focus on the outside of our bodies as we age, but what's happening on the inside, particularly in the gut, is profoundly important for maintaining vitality and preventing illness. So, how can you nourish your gut health to support your overall longevity and well-being? The good news is that the gut microbiome is quite resilient and responsive to change, especially through diet. One of the most important things you can do is increase your intake of fiber. Fiber acts like food for the beneficial bacteria in your gut. Good sources of fiber include fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes like beans and lentils, nuts, and seeds. Aim to include a variety of these in your daily meals. Eating a diverse range of plant foods helps encourage a diverse and healthy mix of bacteria. Another key element is incorporating fermented foods into your diet. These foods contain beneficial probiotics, live bacteria that can help replenish and support a healthy gut microbiome. Think about adding plain yogurt. Look for ones with live and active cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, or kombucha to your routine. Start slowly if you're not used to them. Hydration is also vital for gut health. Drinking enough water helps everything move smoothly through the digestive system. Stress management, which we talked about earlier, is also crucial for gut health because the gut is very sensitive to stress signals from the brain. Finding ways to relax benefits your digestive system directly. Regular, gentle movement also helps keep things moving and supports a healthy gut. And finally, be mindful of things that can harm your gut bacteria, such as excessive use of antibiotics. Only take them when necessary and prescribed, processed foods high in sugar and unhealthy fats, and chronic stress. Making conscious choices to support your gut isn't just about avoiding digestive issues. It's about strengthening your immune system, boosting your mood, improving nutrient absorption, and reducing inflammation throughout your body. All factors that significantly contribute to living a healthier, longer life. It's an internal health focus that often gets overlooked, but is incredibly powerful. Finally, The fifth surprising reason many people don't thrive past 80, and perhaps one of the most profound, is the loss of purpose and meaningful engagement in life. We often talk about retirement as a time to relax, to do nothing, to put your feet up. And while rest is certainly important, a prolonged period of lacking structure, goals, or a reason to get up in the morning can be incredibly detrimental to both mental and physical health. Think about people you know who retired and seemed to quickly decline. Often, it wasn't just age, it was the sudden absence of routine, social interaction from work, and a sense of contribution. Having a purpose, something that motivates you and makes you feel useful or engaged, provides structure to your days and gives you a reason to stay active, both physically and mentally. It could be big or small, a continuation of something you did before or something entirely new. Without it, it's easy to fall into a rut of inactivity, boredom, and a lack of mental stimulation, which can lead to increased feelings of loneliness, depression, and anxiety. These emotional states, as we've discussed, have direct negative impacts on physical health. A lack of engagement can also lead to cognitive decline. When you're learning, planning, or contributing, your brain stays active and builds resilience. When you're not, it can start to lose its edge. Losing a sense of purpose doesn't just make you feel less happy, it can significantly impact your motivation to stay healthy. Eat well, exercise, and maintain social connections. It's a silent killer of vitality. Reclaiming or finding a new sense of purpose and staying engaged is a powerful antidote to this decline. It's never too late to discover new passions or rekindle old ones. Think about what truly interests you. Is there something you've always wanted to learn? Now is the perfect time. Learning a new skill, whether it's a language, a musical instrument, painting, or using new technology, keeps your brain sharp and provides a sense of accomplishment. Teaching others is another wonderful way to find purpose. Do you have a skill or knowledge you could share? Mentoring younger people, tutoring, or giving talks at a local group can be incredibly rewarding. Volunteering, as we mentioned before, provides social connection but also a strong sense of purpose, contributing to something larger than yourself. Find a cause you care about and see how you can help. Maybe it's helping at a school, a hospital, a local charity, or an environmental group. Setting small, achievable goals for yourself can also provide structure and motivation. This could be training for a short charity walk, mastering a new recipe every week, reading a certain number of books, or tending a garden. Even simple routines like a morning walk or a daily crossword puzzle can provide a sense of accomplishment and structure. What's important is finding something that you look forward to, something that challenges you gently, and something that makes you feel alive and connected to the world. This isn't about being busy for the sake of it. It's about meaningful activity that nourishes your spirit and your mind. By actively seeking and maintaining a sense of purpose and staying engaged in life, you are fueling your mental and physical vitality, creating a compelling reason to prioritize your health, and adding not just years to your life, but life to your years. It's a cornerstone of truly thriving in later life. So, we've talked about some surprising, yet powerful, factors that play a huge role in not just reaching the age of 80, but in living vibrantly through those later years. It's not just about diet and exercise. Although those are fundamental, it's also about the silent impact of chronic stress and actively nurturing your emotional health. Making time for peace and processing your feelings. It's about the critical importance of staying connected, fighting against isolation, and building meaningful relationships that nourish your soul and strengthen your body. It's about shifting your mindset from passively accepting age-related decline to proactively listening to your body's signals and addressing even small concerns before they become major obstacles. It's about recognizing the profound link between your gut health and your overall well-being, and taking steps through diet and lifestyle to support that vital inner ecosystem. And it's about cultivating and maintaining a strong sense of purpose and engagement, having compelling reasons to get out of bed, stay curious, and continue contributing to the world around you. These 5 elements, managing emotional health, nurturing social connections, being proactive about physical changes, supporting gut health, and maintaining a sense of purpose, aren't separate issues. They are deeply interconnected threads in the tapestry of a long, healthy, and fulfilling life. When you strengthen one thread, you often strengthen the others. For instance, volunteering purpose naturally leads to social connection. Managing stress can improve your gut health. Being proactive about a physical issue might allow you to continue pursuing a hobby that gives you purpose. Remember, you have more control over your health and how you age than you might think. It's not about being perfect or making huge, overwhelming changes overnight. It's about awareness and taking small, consistent steps in these often overlooked areas. Even small improvements in managing stress, adding one social activity a week, paying closer attention to your body, adding fiber to your diet, or finding one new small interest can have a ripple effect on your overall well-being. Don't let the idea of getting older fill you with dread or resignation. See it as an opportunity to focus on what truly matters, to make choices that honor your body and mind, and to build a life that is rich in health, happiness, and meaning. Your later years can be a time of incredible growth, joy, and contribution. It's about living your best life, not just reaching a certain number. What did you think of these 5 reasons? Were any of them surprising to you? What steps are you already taking? Or what new step might you try based on what we discussed? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Sharing your journey can inspire others in this wonderful community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who could benefit from this information. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos designed to help you live a healthier, happier life at every age. Thank you for watching and for investing in yourself. Here's to living your best life, full of vitality and purpose, for many wonderful years to come.